Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are, ESEA Season 26 Upper Bracket Finals, froyotech versus Ascent. Who else could it be, Marxist? Who else?
Well, nobody this season. So this is the perennial classic game, usually, between these two teams. It'll also often be a preview of the finals, depending on how things go, but Ascent have been struggling lately, so maybe the time is right for the loser brackets to have their say in the finals. But we'll see. It will all be determined tonight. You will be watching process and goalie wash at the very least between these two teams, and then granary for the final, which is, as you might know, a map with a fraught history between these two teams, as Ascent has only beaten Froyo on granary once. Ever.
So we should hope it doesn't get that far for Ascent's sake. That said, I mean, you did mention that they haven't been in the best run of form lately. Maybe it's a bit of gamesmanship. Show that you're not in the best form, make froyotech think like, this is just going to be an easy roll. Come out swinging. You never know. Could be like saving some plays for the big upper bracket finals, right?
Well, we have seen that in the past. Usually when these matches get played, you'll see at least one thing that hasn't really been done before, and it'll either fail spectacularly or change the way a map is played for a while. At least if it's easy enough that it can be mimicked without a random chance of failure. But since we have all our players in, just in case you've been living under a rock for the last 4 years, we'll talk about the rosters here real quick. I'll take Froyo, Dreamboat, leave you with the underdogs in Ascent. So we got Shade on Medic, Assassin aka Habib on Demo, Blaze and Sai are your soldiers, Sai is the pocket, Banny and Eric are your scouts.
And what a combo that is on Scout as well. I mean, they've just absolute fraggers left, right, and center. And actually, are we missing someone in the server? I think we are. One of the Ascent players hasn't made it in. How dare he not make it in? Like, what a fool he is. However, sorry, my game has frozen. Give me a second. Bear with me. Crashing issues right before finals. That's exactly what you want to see. But that said, Ascent will be Nursey on Medic, Badonsky on Demo, Patty and Showstopper, your soldiers, and of course, Yomps and Sandblast on Scout. Another formidable Scout duo.
Yeah, and again, if you've been under a rock for a while, Ascent's season has been a little rockier than traditionally. They had a lot of roster shakeups. You had Mela on Roamer, who retired. Rando also retired this season. They've shuffled Patty and Showstopper around a few times. They picked up Sandblast to play Scout. That's a lot of changes. And over on Froyo, you're basically the same as they've been over the last few seasons, except Psy Guy getting pulled off a demo and being made to play Pocket. And he has done a remarkable job of it as well. Psy Guy's Pocket performance has really been a lot of fun to watch.
Demo, and it's really nice to see him excelling on another class. And that kind of is a trademark of some of these teams. I mean, how many different classes have so many of these players played? They're both very tenured teams. They've both featured a lot of different rosters with different players on different classes than we see them now, and it's part of what makes it so interesting and really exemplifies why some of these guys are at the top of Invite. The fact that, you know, they can play their off classes and still be at the top of Invite is a testament to their talent.
Yeah, or Badonsky, who was originally not a demo main and went on to become the best demo in Invite. I think he has since slipped from that position. Habib has done some ridiculous stuff this season, and his dedication to his craft really shows here. So we'll see process. As far as how I figure this match will go, having played against an iteration of Froyo on this map before, it's really hard to beat them on process. They play this map very well. They are very, very good at distracting you and making you look at one door and pushing you through another. And somebody has died before you realize that's happening. It happens so quickly. And for a map with 3 ways to get around on mid and second, that makes it really tough. Also, Ascent have had some trouble with backcaps on this map. That's could be a symptom, you could say, of them just not having played together as much because they have some new players on that roster. But you never know. Also, I should know. You can muse on this if you want. Shade declaring, "I am running crits full time. Just be aware of that fact." And he is currently on crits, having checked him. And he has done this so far this playoffs. He's run Uber maybe twice.
That's a little ridiculous too, but also kind of fun, and especially with Assassin, as you mentioned, taking that mantle for best demo man in invite. Crits can be like incredibly effective when you give that to him.
There earlier this season, I encourage you after all these games, go to TFTV's. You're already on TFTV 1, but go to our clip page and find the shot of Granary Ascent versus Froyo and watch Habib's crit shot from mid on to Nursey. When he just had to have guessed where she would run and was 100% correct.
Oh man, those are the best kind of shots. And going back a little bit as well, you mentioned a bit of Ascent struggles pushing out of last. That's been kind of a problem every single iteration of this lineup has had. Even back to the early days, I can think back to like the Exodus days that LAN against, I think they were playing Street Hoops season 16 or 17, when Street Hoops kind of upset them and took third, and they couldn't push out a last on process. Like it was just, it's been a struggle for them all the way through.
Yep, and it continues. It may be who's main calling on there, but I know that's changed now. With the new lineup. Sandblast is a big talker. You've probably gathered that if you've ever watched him do an interview or cast. And so I'm sure that has changed their mumble dynamics pretty significantly. Of course, Banny streams quite a bit, so if you want to know what Froyo's chemistry is like, it's on public display pretty much every day. So you can get the down and dirty from them. I won't burden the stream by going into it. But we'll see. They should be starting real soon here. We do have 12 players ready for video games in the server, so hopefully it gets rolling.
Oh, Nursey really hitting Shade right where it hurts. So Shade would drop in the easy, please don't ever think you are better than me. Nursey's only response to that was, Shade, you are fat. That's really hitting below the belt.
Yep, there you go. They are, we'll see. They're exchanging some barbs, although you may know the last couple seasons, and where Rando had bound his left click to random spam binds, and that got quite a bit of attention for him. I don't think it'll be that level, but there is at least some rivalry between these teams, or at least the players themselves.
Why is this bowling ball with lips trying to type to me? That might be the best line I've seen in a cast for a long time, Marxist. Might be just the most random but also quality BM.
Yeah. A little bit of trash talk never hurt anybody. It makes the game more fun for me. When you play a team that you honestly hate, it's so much more fun.
I mean, look at the let's go to a pro sports reference. Look at that Bengals Steelers game from last night on Monday Night Football. That's probably one of the worst rivalries in the NFL, and man, that was just that much more fun for just a standard Monday night game. It makes everything that much more intense.
Yep, it's the maximal amount of fun. Of course, it also makes you the most mad when you lose, but we'll see what happens with that. But we'll see. You guys nervous or something, writes Patty, because they're not readying up. So we'll see. Froyo's got some kind of thing going on over there. Maybe Banny's giving his inspirational speech right now that they all need to listen to.
Yeah. If this is true from Habibi saying that their Mumble may or may not be getting DOSed, so we'll see. They may be bouncing to a different one, but hopefully they get their communication issues sorted out. I mean, you really need to just hear Banny yelling at you repeatedly. It's just so important. So we'll see if that, if they can get that communication in check.
Yeah, that happens from time to time. I mean, it may not even be anybody specifically going after Froyo. It could just be that particular Mumble server. I know NFO had trouble with that when I played from time to time, where since everybody in my era, almost everybody used NFOs. You would get a pause, and they would type "Our Mumble crashed" in response to your having pause due to your Mumble crashing. So at least everybody tended to be in the same boat.
That's the best part, It's well, we're all in this crappy boat together of not being able to talk to anybody, but at least it was even ground, right?
Yep. So then you'd all have to go to EXTV's Mumble or the old NA Pugnaw Mumble and use rooms in there and hope nobody interrupted you for the time being. But we'll see. It shouldn't be that. But I mean, I imagine at least one of the players on Froyo has a friend that also has a Mumble.
This could be
take too long.
This could be the start of this shift. They could switch to Discord. This could finally be that switch. We move away from Mumble, go to Discord, and who knows? And that's kind of how I feel. There's something special about a Mumble.
Yeah. Well, that and it doesn't constantly crash when attempting to update for me. I think my internet is just so old that Discord doesn't recognize that it's connected to the internet. And so it starts to do its auto update and then just quits forever. And then that's the end of me using Discord.
Yeah, that's a pretty good reason not to use it. I'd say that's acceptable.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tragedy. But we'll see. We've got our 12 players again, so we're still just waiting here. Match at 10:30, they say.
Starts at 11. Feels TF2. Match at 8:30. Starts at 11. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it didn't used to be like this. I don't know what has changed. But it used to be teams were at least trying to be a little bit on time. But I guess that's just gone out the window now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's it's been slowly devolving for years, and they're predicting the future right now. Match at 2:30, starts at 11, and that's not wrong now.
Yeah, well, how much time do they have left here? We've got...
hold on, they're picking
sides.
sides.
They're going! Look, TF2, video games!
Yay,
right,
we did it!
Who's gonna win, Dreamboat?
I think I have to go with froyotech. They are the giants. They are the Goliath to be slayed. However, Ascent could play that role of David. They could come in here. They could upset. We never know, as they are almost equally as tenured. So we'll see how this works out as we're getting ready for the first mid.
Yeah, Shade is on the crits, so let's see if anything goofy is going on in Ascent real quick. Nope. All right, take it away, Dreamboat.
Well, we got the demo men right out there, Habib and Badonsky, both throwing some stickies around. Assassin, the worst so far in terms of health, but he gets an arrow right back into this, and now Ascent have all clumped up in the corner, taking a little bit of spam, but no one has died yet. A huge bomb coming in from up above. Doesn't actually find anything, and it's actually going to be a soldier going right into the medic. Doesn't get the kill. So far, both sides showstopper down, but the positioning is so much worse for Ascent right now. They are in a little bit of trouble, and they're just going to turn their tails and run away. Yomp's getting taken out. Sandblast still in here, trying to find a way out, but he's in a lot of trouble.
The crits comes off of Banny, kills Badonsky, still chasing, gonna get an RC as well. That was a really good play from Banny and Shade to not let Sandblast distract them, because they knew they had crits, so pretty easy to just run in there and grab those frags. Now second will be easily capped. Banny's still kind of hanging around to shoot a bit. There is some "You Scared" chat going on. Patty did make a pretty big video about how he was gonna beat Froyo in the past, and that so far not so much. But we'll see. The crits is heavily in favor of Shade, so I imagine you'll get to call a crits play here, Dreamboat.
There is Yomps. He's on Spy. Is he going to stay that way? No, he goes to the buffed up Pyro class. As it looks like Froyo are grouping up to push in here. They've got the NG, they've got the Pyro, and the NG is definitely the right play, as that's going to not work, or the crit's not going to work on that as well.
Yeah, we'll see what they do here. It's going in now. There's a Pyro up in front. Is going to get wiped out by the crits. Badonsky will stand there and get killed by the crits. Also, Showstopper very hurt. Missed an arrow there. Going to take a pipe finally. Patty will kill Showstopper, but that's 3 down. And the 7th player dies as well. Both scouts on the point. They can't even get up there. And that's an easy round for Froyo. 2 scouts on the point. Soldier can't jump on said point. Game over.
And that looked like it was going to go really well for Ascent as well. The Pyro's doing a good job denying, but somehow, you know, that Hail Mary last stick on Badonsky, brutal. But we are into the next mid here. Soldier's coming quite forward, Showstopper, and he actually will find his assassin. That's the demo man. That is a massive pick right now. Banny's in a lot of trouble too. Health quite low on a couple of these froyotech players, but the soldiers are still in deep, aggressing. Sai taken out with ease by Sandblast. Another soldier in there as well. That's Blaze taken out. So is Eric, and that's a huge response. A big mid for Ascent.
Yeah, now the trick here is they still have crits. So if Ascent get distracted here and push in a big blob, they could die to the crits. Here it comes. And they're going to get Habib right away. Patty with his shotgun. Gonna be the one to do it. Vanny will die as well. Shade runs away. He's staying with that crits right now. So he's just going to keep trolling, and that will put them, if they survive this Uber, at Uber advantage, but it looks like he'll die.
Yeah, they popped right in here. Shade taken out instantly, as you said. There is a heavy up, however, they are on the point, putting a lot of pressure in right now. Sai's come back up, he's got a kill, but it's not going to be enough. The scout is on the point. 1-1. Ascent answering very quickly back.
Yeah, they went for the all-in crits play there, did Froyo, and it failed totally, and they lost the round. Nursey giving the ... as commentary. But here we go with another mid.
Yeah, Habib and Badonsky once again throwing stickies out. Badonsky is the better health demo ran right now. However, Assassin will grab the pack as he absolutely annihilates Showstopper. It's all the picks so far on this mid. However, there's a lot of pressure, and there's a soldier right on top of Nursey who will escape. However, that's still a lot of work done as Habib and Eric have found a couple more kills here. Ascent backing out once again.
Yeah, now, interestingly, having lost around, Shade is on Uber. So here we go. The Ubers are more or less even. They're going to get second for free off of that win. What happened at mid there is one of the tricks that I tell pocket soldiers on how to play this mid is if anybody rocket jumps, just counter jump them. And that's all that happened to Showstopper there is he did a pretty careless jump to his own crate and then got blown up. Now, interesting play there. Shade, I think, was trying to bait them that he had the crits, but now this Uber is blown.
Yeah, Shade had to pop it off, taking a lot of damage there. I think that was a body shot coming in from Sandblast, but the counter Uber coming right back out here, and it hasn't found anything. Banny's actually picked up Yomps, and he's in behind. Banny's going to get this back cap unless Froyo or Ascent come back for it. I don't think they can get on the point. Banny's going to get that one, and that's 2-1. This is a very fast-paced game.
Yeah, Banny just working the dumbbells there. Breaking a little bit of a sweat, but just went in right behind. Now Shade back on the crits. So we'll see another mid Ascent. Can they clean this game up?
Well, they're going to do everything they can to answer back as quickly as they did before. Assassin getting pressured very early, taken out again. Badonsky with a nice sticky there. Blaze killing himself too. This is again another quick response. Ascent coming right back into it, winning the next mid. They may bend, but they're not going to go out easy, that's for sure.
Yeah, Showstopper got counter jumped again right away by Blaze. Unfortunately, he just was really on his shots there with Showstopper and managed to kill Habib in tandem with the rest of his team. So here we go. Shade is actually on the crits. So that's maybe not what is going to be expected here by Ascent, who are probably banking on even Ubers right now. It would be a real shame if they chose not to push. but it looks like they do not know, have not seen that situation. And they're going to feed. Yomp's going to get a kill as well. No shotgun frag. I got really scared because I heard the "Here We Go" Dreamboat, and I thought there might have been an Uber pop somewhere, but it was not. That was just running sack plays for Yomp Sniper, which is not needed because there's no Uber to pop.
Yeah, this is one of those really awkward situations where it's like you can just push this in. If you push with the Uber, kill the sentry, and you've got a nice and easy round win.
Now,
but instead they're relying on Yops.
Shade, sorry to cut you off, Dreamboat, but Shade switched back to Uber because they read the play and they said, "Well, we're just not gonna wait here on this."
Oh my God, that is filthy. That's such a heads-up play from Shade. Inside getting a kill there will be traded back, so not the end of the world. But again, that's going to delay things as Shade is climbing up on this Uber. He's up to 60% right now, and this pocket is getting stuffed. Patty may want to go. He just killed Habib, but they dropped Sandblast 80%, and it looks like Shade in this waiting play is going to get his full Uber.
Well, a bit of a gamble from Ascent, or Froyo rather, pays off because none of the players on Ascent noted his particles on his metagun. So, for the uninitiated, Uber has no little bright thingies that fly around the beam, but Chris does. They're yellow. Little yellow orbs will float around the beam.
Oh, there's he dropped Eric with the sniper play. Gets the body shot off. I was so focused on Yomps doing work on the right side, I didn't even see that body shot come in. That's a big plus too. And now Froyo are gonna push off here. Unbelievable.
Yeah, you really have to mind your positioning once you get down in lobby, and Nursey did not. So here we go with the cap coming. They may try to do something here, but no, they're not. They're gonna back off. Actually, Froyo wants to come out on IT. This is what I talked about earlier, Dreamboat, in that they'll push a door a lot faster than you'll expect them to, and that's how Froyo beats, like out and out beats you. Unfortunately, Froyo were a little slow there on that. There was some miscommunication.
Yeah, and they did pop the Uber into mid. That's going to allow Ascent to leapfrog their advantage. Patty did go down, but not before he picked off Psy Guy, or I should say Showstopper getting that kill. So even man here, but Ascent have picked up a big Uber advantage off of that, despite losing mid.
Yeah, and so we're in the leapfrog zone now. And what is going to happen here is Ascent are going to Uber in. The objective here, if you're Froyo, is to assure yourself that you at least pop their Uber while you do this. And it looks like they're going to go IT, which is, in my opinion, the harder way to go. But here they go. Yeah, they're going to pop, because that's a tiny doorway, Dreamboat.
Yeah, tiny doorways are not the easiest thing to push through. And, well, what we just had happen to Ascent has now happened to Froyo. They've leapfrogged. Shade is right back up on that Uber, and they're already ready to come back in here. Bucking right out through sewers. They're coming right forward. Shade in a lot of trouble. Oh, milking it so low. Had to pop there. They do manage to kill Yomps. They're going to grab mid, but Thersey once again escaped. They're in the leapfrogs all day here.
Yeah, now this, because of the player advantage, Froyo could try to push. Yeah, here they go. They're bombing in hard. Right onto Shade. Shotgun comes, or Nursey. Shotgun comes out, takes her down. Sandblast is going to fall as well. So is Banowski. Is it going to be a wipe here? Yes. So that is the end. That was good on Froyo. When you're a player down like Ascent was, they tried to hold their ground, and that's really hard to do because no matter what fight you take, you're at disadvantage. You're going to be fighting more players.
Well, and Shade takes out the sentry gun. The spawns aren't up here. They're all locked in there, and that's an easy round for Froyo. All they had to do was stand on the point. Habib locked off the doors, and now that is going to be 3-1 for that halftime. And what a back and forth half. 3-1 I don't think really tells us like the story there. It makes it look like Froyo just kind of dominated, but it really had some good back and forth there. Ascent put up more of a fight than I think 3-1 shows.
Yeah, it was, Ascent had its moments, but they the big problem for Ascent there was they tried to hold on when they weren't just getting wiped and rolled back to last. They really tried to force scenarios with Froyo, and it didn't ever turn out in their favor. They are, yes. We are now live. So this is the second half. It's happening right now. I was going to turn on some theme music, but I can't now.
Well, you know, what we can see is a lot of speed from Ascent getting very forward. And look at this. Showstopper's already way behind them as well. That's going to put a little bit of spanner in the works here as he gets right in on top of Shade, does a lot of damage, but he's taken out, and he's actually the first casualty on this mid. Guy gets a nice arrow there, and now Ascent need to start doing some damage, start finding a kill. Instead, it's going to be a huge air shot there from Blaze on Patty, and Ascent have to back off. Down 2 rounds, they're already turning their tail and running back to second.
Yeah, Blaze did everything on that mid early as far as getting the frags. He did the counter jump and got the air shot afterwards. Killed both soldiers of Ascent, essentially. The Chris is now in play. The Uber is popped off by Nursey. They're running at it. Gonna kill Badonsky anyways. And the Uber comes out, but they're scared. No demo, no pocket. Turn around and run away. And I think they're gonna evaporate here, Dreamboat.
They are getting mulched, annihilated, and now they have wiped. Cap is going to come down. Nearest spawner is Badonsky and Showstopper at 3 seconds. They might be able to get out and stop this, but I don't think they will. No, they're not even going to. That's a quick 4-1 right now. And that puts Froyo very close to closing out the first map of this best of 3.
Yeah, and it's Ascent committed the critical mistake of changing your mind halfway through. If you're gonna pop the Uber there and fight it out with a 2-player disadvantage, that's just what you have to do now. You can't decide to stop midway through.
And the Star Wars fanboy in me has to shout out that Banny quote there. Habib sent you to Tatooine as get sent into another planet. And we're getting into this mid-fight here, hoping that Ascent can hang on for their lives. They've taken a bit more damage here. However, they will find Psy. That's the first kill. Seeing if they can't find any more. Oh, Blaze kills himself and Yomps. One rocket, one little splat there, like a bug on a windshield. But Nursey and Shade are still alive, I should say, as Nursey gets taken out. It's just Shade alive, but no health on Ascent. They can't chase him, and it looks like Shade's going to live.
Yeah, and Shade is going to have crits as well. So Ascent not having a medic, they're going to peek out here to second. Essentially, the damage that they deal here will determine whether or not they make any attempt to cap. So far, Froyo haven't really come out, which is a shame for Ascent. Had they been putting time on this, they'd have capped it by now. So their abundance of caution kind of bites them here. And they've actually got Yomps on Sniper to try to foil this. Maybe they know about the crits, because here it comes.
Yomps just needs to hit one of those shots right there, find a nice headshot, and so far he hasn't. But also, the crits didn't accomplish anything. Oh, the one Hail Mary stick in there I thought might do something, but it was just a little bit too far. And as such, Nursey's going to start building up that Uber. They know Shade's on crits. They should be set to move fairly quickly.
Yeah, and they may even try to play this Sniper through Shutter Door as they push, because you're going to cow Froyo. Yeah, and they are. They're very cowed right now. Well, except for Badonsky's kind of hanging out there in the wind. I don't know what that's all about. But Froyo were all hiding behind the spire. You could have just walked in for free if you didn't use the demo man as the forward-most player. But here they go. Will Ascent have to pop here? If they don't, they may secure another round and make this a game.
They're working into this as dry as they can. Yomps hits a huge headshot onto Banny, but Habib's gotten killed, so has Blaze. This is actually backfiring, but Yomps another headshot onto the demo man. Patty finds a kill as well. It's a 3 versus 3 right now, but they have a scout. And the crits is back up. Uber popped out here. They need to start finding a kill. Yomps in a lot of trouble. Gets a flash off. So far, no one has gone down on either side. Badonsky doing good damage to Sai, who is going to live. And Froyo will hang on the backs of Eric.
Yeah, and basically what happened there to Ascent is Froyo does have a spawn disadvantage, but that disadvantage is not really any longer in play once you're pushed past their point itself, because you're just so close to where they spawn from, and that's kind of what came back to bite Ascent there. They just didn't do it fast enough. So now we're basically even Ubers with a Yomp Sniper in play, and both teams building quickly. We'll see. Shade is, however, on crits. They have a very, very small window to try to use it, which would be now. And that window lasted about a second.
Yeah, it was
so it's over
milliseconds.
now.
That said, they have Yomps very far forward, taking pot shots, trying to get something done, and the Uber's actually popped out here. That's what you want to see, especially since it is a crit. Ascent knew that. They're trying to work it, seeing if they can get a kill. Patty is right in, but the crits actually gets that kill on him. They didn't manage to kill the medic with the Uber, and now Eric and Fanny, they're just going to mulch down. This crits is doing so much work as they managed to back them right back into mid.
Yeah, and now it's basically all up to Yomps. Can Yomps get a huge frag here on his sniper class to change this around? He does get a shot off, and Habib will fall, but Showstopper essentially trades out. Not enough kills out of Yomps to do anything just yet, but the spawn advantage is starting to come into play for Ascent, as they are the holders of this point. Patty is going to get Side Guy with the shotgun. That's quite the reversal for him. Nursey's not going to make it through Banny jumping off the rock. And still, Yomps holding this train up. And eventually the respawns for Ascent will cause them to win this fight. But at what cost, Dreamboat?
Cost of Nursey, and that's not a cheap cost at all. That's really not a player you can afford to lose there. Yomps in a lot of trouble as well. He's got a scout running right through him. That's Eric finds that kill, and that's almost a blessing because it means that he can come back on scout, especially since the trade comes in quickly. However, the rest of Froyo's as Showstopper and Patty are no more. And in fact, that was a huge air shot on the Badonsky, but they're dead! Badonsky, he found Shade!
Well, there were two huge things there, Dreamboat. Because there was that crazy debt that Kill Shade drops. And also Nursey, after Badonsky got bounced up and air shot, Nursey also air shot him and caused him to survive.
Beautiful medic play there on one side, not so beautiful on the other. And now we'll see Blaze, both these soldiers coming right into choke, and oh, they mulched them. This is huge so far from Froyo, doing a great job denying. Nursey's in trouble again, but oh, Patty's going to keep him alive. As Ascent are somehow fighting this, keeping themselves very well in. Patty, though, I thought he had a free Shade, doesn't find it. Instead, it's going to be Showstopper with the easy med kill. And it is going to be Ascent hanging on to mid.
Yeah, and also Uber advantage is the big one there. So they're going to grab this. The downside for them is every player on Froyo is going to spawn except for Shade. However, interesting strat. Double sniper on second. Will it work, Dreamboat?
I like it. Well, Banny made that one work. Finds a headshot onto Patty. See if they can find any more kills here. And in fact, they've already grabbed Showstopper. This is working out beautifully. Yomps down too.
So when you're faced with the double sniper, just pop.
Oh, and Sandblast down as well. Nursey, what do you do here? Do you drop Badonsky? It's exactly what you do, turning your tail and running. And I don't think Nursey is going to get out in one piece. Trying to hang on to this Uber, and Patty gets there in time. Shotguns down, Blaze. Oh, that was close. Nursey was in a lot of trouble, but gets out.
Yeah, shotgun saved the day there because that was probably an impending drop. Now I don't know why Ascent are so ginger with this Uber. They failed to use it twice and just ended up losing their whole team. This is an example of what goes wrong for Ascent. It's twice they've tried to baby this Uber in and get the perfect Uber, and instead they just get nothing.
Well, and speaking of Ubers, Shade has popped his off here. Counterpop will come in from Nursey. It's a much better one, and Sandblast does finish off Blaze. They've now found the kills. Shade as well going down. Nursey trying to stay alive here. Sandblast will pick off Banny, but jumps right through choke into a side guy rocket. That said, Ascent should win this nice and easy, dropping only Sandblast, and that's exactly what they'll do. Eric is on Sniper. He is taking an aggressive spot, but Showstopper might be gifted a free Sniper kill as soon as this pause ends.
Yeah, the classic case in Froyo there. This strat was actually used against the old Quantic EMG team, which Banny was on Granary. So Ascent had just an awful turn of events there for them. And Froyo knew no matter what they did, their Uber was going to be better because they had player advantage. Nobody could really force them. And so they came in with their much better Uber and then way overstayed their welcome and were unable to escape from choke in time. And that's something you've got to look out for. That was a perhaps unintentional, but we'll imagine that Ascent did that on purpose, where they essentially just sat back knowing that they were screwed and allowed themselves to be forced, knowing that their Uber would be slightly longer. And then they just trapped out Choke so Froyo couldn't escape, and they got 2 kills off of it.
Showstopper finally realized this in Eric's there as the unpause is coming. That's the first pick, allowing them to start the move forward here. Podolski's doing a good job pressuring out with those stickies. Looking like a Olympic figure skater right there as he just glides his way into point, closing people off. So second will come down here. And now Ascent looking ready to push last, trying to work forward here. That's exactly what they do. Uber's popped off. There's a gun to deal with. Needs to be taken out. It's eaten this entire Uber, and it's only a level 1. And now Eric on heavies come out. Sai and Shade, and everybody's getting kills. Are you kidding me? Ascent have beefed this one.
They were single-deading stick. Podolski was single-deading his sticks on the point. You are on the sentry gun. You can't do that. Any lowest div Highlander player will tell you cannot use single-dead stickies on a sentry gun because the engineer's just going to stand there and whack it.
That said, Yomps is going to also whack heads of Assassin as he walks through Choke. So that's not terrible. Showstopper treads with Sai. Ascent could try and stay in here. They do have a sniper, and that's going to be an issue. And actually, the Ubers popped right off Podolski going down as Banny is a crazed bad man running straight through a Choke.
Yeah, and Shade has very low health right now. It would be interesting to see them pursue it. Banny actually tries to hold the Choke as a sniper or a scout. It was a Blaze play is what they were orchestrating, but Ascent handles it very well, and no sniper kills either from Yomps. He wasn't really in position to do anything. Sandblast leads the charge and gets Det on, and that's gonna put the brakes on because now no scouts, only sniper.
And you know, the big thing I'm starting to worry about, granted we do have a bit of time, but that clock has to start playing into a factor. There is a bit of a wait, you know, to see how long it can take, but 3 rounds don't come quickly, that's for sure. Not usually.
Yeah, especially not against a team like Froyo. They have Uber here, does Ascent, and they're not doing anything with it, so Nursey must be mistaken as to what is occurring, or Shade did some kind of shenanigans, or they're really scared of pushing with a sniper. So now we're down to the force game, gave up 20-some-odd% Uber.
And this is the one thing that I felt has kind of hindered this team so far with the Yomp sniper, is he hasn't been hitting enough shots to justify the amount he's playing sniper. He's not letting them really get in here, although he hits a lovely shot onto Sai there. Maybe he's going to make me eat my words, as they are starting to posture, starting to pressure, trying to open him up more space, but he gets killed from a flanking Eric, who does so much work there. That's going to be enough to stunt for a while still. Ascent, really, they just needed Yomps on scout there, I feel.
Well, I mean, he got a kill, and then they sacked a player and killed him. And they got another kill off of that. But again, Ascent, this is what Ascent should be doing if they were winning 4-1. They're parking the bus here. But they need to push to win. Showstopper does bomb in and get the force on Shade. The honestly quite rare force on Shade. But Eric playing Secret Agent Man. So, he gets sighted immediately. Well, that didn't work. So now Ascent are gonna push off of that. So no sniper. They feel they can go. They have full Uber advantage as well.
Just watched that on stream again as well, and Eric getting annihilated was quite comical. And that said, no, what's not comical is the shotgun bomb from Sai Guy, finding himself a free Nursey. Unbelievable. What the Hail Mary play was that? That was incredible.
That was an 0-3 bomb, says Sai Guy. There have been an array of very good shotgun bombs in TF2 history. That's part of the reason why I don't like gunboats on pocket, just because the shotgun does, if you could use it, you are turning away a lot of DPS, assuming you can hit stuff with it, because you go blah blah and the medic is dead.
Yeah, just a little whip of the shoddy boom body, and it's just an easy kill. But Andy made it look incredibly easy there. And speaking of easy, froyotech trying to make what they've done look easy so far, which is moving into mid, finding a kill on the showstopper, and see if they can keep pressing. That's right, just like that, they steal mid back from Ascent. They want more as well. They're popping the super here right into second. They find Podonsky basically for free. No kind of contest, but that's all they'll get. Maybe they might find Patty, who's caught out here as well. No, Patty's actually going to find Habib before going down. Yeah, this is incredibly hectic, and now Shade is going to go down. This is so back and forth. It's somehow working out in Ascent's favor.
Shotgun kill onto Shade, but it doesn't matter. Ascent kind of really overcommitted there, and now we'll see, can they defend this against 2 scouts? This is going to be rough in all honesty, but there are more spawns coming, but there's a lot of time on the point. Benny is going to fall, but no. Oh, Podonsky cannot jump out in time, and that is GG. He tried his darndest to get there, Dreamboat, but was just a tiny bit short.
That was a little ridiculous. This game honestly was incredible. A lot of back and forth play, a lot of hero plays, a lot of big plays. But as it stands, that's 5-1 for froyotech. Despite, Ascent putting up a good fight, only drawing 1 round is not going to be enough, especially going into the second map now.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Dreamboat, do you want to talk about the statisticals?
I would like to find me some statisticals. That sounds fantastic. What stands out to you, Marxist, from these statisticals?
I'm checking my browser before accessing ESEA at this time.
I am also checking them.
All right, here's what we got here. Nursey, 8 Ubers, 2 drops. Shade, 15 1 drop. He ran crits quite a bit though. Only died 5 times. Pretty unbalanced there for mid play. Not necessarily Nursey's fault. It just it shows that Ascent fell apart a lot. So what are our frags like? Patty top fragged in the game by the ESEA stats. Believe it or not. Podonsky, probably one of the worst performances of his career, at 5-13 and doing 195 DPM, which is lower than any player on Froyo. And
to be fair,
nearly as low as Sandblast.
Not to defend the DPM because it's not good. There was a pause, so that's going to skew it, but there's still no excuse for him to be the second lowest DPM in the server.
It'll skew everybody, though, Dreamboat.
Exactly.
So we're going to, like, Habib's 301 or Banny's 350 would be way higher without the pause. So Banny may have hit 375 without that pause, maybe more. So Banny just... It's playoffs. Banny needs his money, and he is here to collect.
Yeah,
and he is doing it.
He's got to pay Tyrone that rent. Just he's easy ESEA win for that. And the big thing as well, kind of point out, Shade. Yeah, okay, he had the 1 drop. He technically dropped 2 Ubers, even though one of them was by design with that crit swap off. Again, that was just the little things that Froyo are doing and the little things that Ascent are letting them get away with. You can't have a situation where there's a med on crits holding last and you let him switch to Uber and build that Uber charge. Like, you just can't do that.
Well, yeah, and in the upper bracket finals, you should have somebody be able to tell that that's a crits, especially when it's Shade who's trolling you. But overall, Ascent, they tried to hold strong in situations they weren't supposed to, and they got really disorganized when they tried to take advantage of certain situations where they knew they had advantage. And that comes down, essentially what's happening is they're very intimidated. And That's why you've got 25% Uber and you don't push. You rely on a sniper because you're scared of what's going to happen if you push. That's why when the enemy medic has crits, you don't even look. You don't look at what he's doing because you know you need to kill a bunch of them before you can even push. And that's a team that shows a lot of they're very intimidated.
Yeah, no matter what, no matter what the advantage is, it's just you could feel it slipping. What is, if you had one thing for Ascent that you could kind of make them fix going into, I think Gully Wash is our next map. No,
Yeah,
Badlands?
it is. No, it's Gully.
Gully.
The biggest thing for Ascent is they just need to play the game. It doesn't matter that you're playing Froyo, and it doesn't matter that half the time you push you get blown up. At least you go down fighting. Don't clamp up when things you want to do and things you have done a bunch before don't work, because it's too late for that. It's too late to fix it. We're in the upper bracket finals. If your push from granary mid to 2 with advantage doesn't work, you're not going to be able to fix it in the time frame of that match. You just have to stick with it. And maybe you can tweak a few things here and there when you get downtime, but don't respond by doing the complete opposite and just totally stopping what you're doing or trying to force fights where you have disadvantage.
And it looks like we do have the new Connect info. That means players have started to funnel into the server. However, I think in the meantime, while we wait for all of them to get there, some of them may be taking that bathroom break. Why don't we head to a short musical break? You can be serenaded by Console's playlist. And we'll be right back for Gully Wash, Map 2 of Ascent versus froyotech. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Map 2, ESEA Upper Bracket Final, Season 26, Ascent versus Froyo. As always, I'm Dreamboat, joined again by Marxist. We are right back into this, getting ready for Gully Wash. Give me a quick prediction, Marxist.
All right, Froyo, we're probably going to win this one, but I think Ascent's going to put up a better fight. Shade is still on crits, though. I should note that before you start calling this mid.
Absolutely, and something else to note in this mid is how low Badonsky is. That says Sai and Eric are the first two casualties. Ascent finding them very quickly. There is Blaze coming up, drop down, and Banny to deal with. They've evened things back up, but only for a brief minute as Ascent look to have won this mid. Shade is alive. Showstopper is on a bit of a flank right now, and I don't think he's going to get in there in time to pressure. No, he's not. Shade's getting out with crits.
Yeah, and I will add, while instead of analyzing what happened on mid there, I will tell you that during our musical break, Console, the cameraman, all the props to anybody who's ever cammed, and Console especially tonight. Console said he talked to Sandblast, said they felt very confident about Gully Wash did Ascent. And Ascent picked this map, mind you. This is their pick. So we'll see what they have here. That looks good so far. They won mid. Ooh, pipes come out to start. That's going to put a hitch in the giddy up. But Shade, he's on crits.
Yeah, this crits, especially with the fact that he's got teammates up there. He doesn't have his double man right close to him, but they've already picked off Patty. That's gonna stunt the push before it even starts. And now I think Assassin might want to chance this. They're moving around like they want to do something with this crits. And it looks like... I keep thinking it's going to come, but not going to. Now it does, and it finds a 2K as well. Uber popped out, but not before it dropped both scouts. That's not who you want to drop. Showstoppers chimed back in with a quick kill onto Eric. However, Ascent are in a lot of trouble right now. What a beautiful crits from Habib.
Yeah, all I gotta say about that is, when you have 8 seconds of invincibility, you push in and kill the people who could be crits. You don't just wait for them to pop the crits and hope that you can pop your Uber in the millisecond it takes for the sticky to fly out of Habib's gun and kill 2 of your players. Because now they're screwed.
Look at Yomps.
Yeah, Yomps is way behind. If he can manage to kill Shade, that would be a huge boon for them. I don't think it's gonna come into play. And I should state, I'm being corrected by a friend of mine, I should point this out. Even when you don't have Uber, you can still push a team that has crits. Because they're never gonna turn invincible on you.
That is true. The invincible player is one of the scariest things, and another is Assassin Sticky Trap, which picks off Patty despite the Uber being popped off. Ascent need to start finding kills, and instead they're bleeding players. Showstopper down now, and again Ascent, no soldiers in hand. They need to back right out here.
Yeah, it's rough, and this crits is now. I mean, they're gonna use it. I don't know that they even needed to. They're gonna get Yomps, basically just hurt his statistics with it. Nursey is at that 40% sweet spot where Nursey's going to end up with Uber as long as they build by the time Shade will get the crits. But Froyo have shown this season, as Shade has been constantly running crits, that they are okay with the old style crits rotation, and that may occur here. But Nursey, this is going to create a misconception if you're not used to running against crits a lot, that your Uber advantage is way bigger than it is. And so they're going to try to come out here. We'll see. They need to use this pretty quick. But right now they're taking it really slow, and they may end up with a nasty surprise.
Well, instead what they've ended up with is almost everybody on Froyo getting out, but Blaze and Sai both go down. No soldiers. And look at Showstopper. He's up and behind here. Crits gets popped off, but Shade gets killed immediately. But a back cap. Eric standing on the last point, winning out the round. No one on Ascent, not even me, was ready for that one.
Yeah, well, the old Marxist rule of don't pop Uber unless you're going to get 2 or 3 kills. And when the other team has Uber, still applies even against Chris, really, because it's just so hard to have that fight resolve and then come out and cap the point.
You know what else is hard to do is win mid when your demo dies, and Podolsky always in a lot of trouble there. However, Habib is the first one to die. We're into a 3 versus 3 right now, and it looks like, oh, Sai from behind gets it down to a little bit of an MGE fight. However, gunning after Shade, Sandblast gets panned. He got panned, dude.
Yeah, Shade not running the Ubersaw like they normally do, and gonna run the Pan. Trekkie famously ran a sign with the Toronto Blue Jays on it because he was a big baseball fan. But this mid is still not capped, and we're ripe for a refight. But Ascent aren't gonna take it, and you know, that's going against my advice there, Dreamboat. That's the kind of fight where you kind of do want to take it to try to force Shade on mid and then back out. But they're holding pretty close here. It makes me wonder if they realize what has transpired.
Yeah, and I mean, here comes the crits right back in. Oh, it launches Patty, but he somehow lives. Never mind. Eric through big door does the 1 damage chip shot, gets that kill. That's the only thing that they managed to get off of the crits, though. Froyo still aggressing, though, through lower. Eric's going to find a kill on to Yomps, and he's somehow going to escape with his life. Froyo, the aggression is so strong from these scouts.
Yeah, it's the right play there, because Ascent are playing...
Look at Eric. Again, he's up behind.
They are playing in such a way that they're pretty bent out of shape here. Eric and Showstopper are going to trade out, which is fine. Ascent are still trying to hold second here. They do have Uber. It gets forced onto a scout, a demo, and a soldier, which makes the Uber last nothing. And the scout tries to go out. See, this is one of those things as medic. When you get frantically popped like that, if you're gonna turn that Uber into anything, you pretty much just have to hold it on whoever it got popped on. Hope for the best. You can't flash your whole team because you're never gonna end up with anything at the end of that, except an Uber that lasts 2.5 seconds. Now Eric way super far behind as well, so I'll keep an eye on him if you're gonna watch the main show.
Well, and speaking of the main show, the crits just popped right out. Finds Sandblast looking around, trying to get Podonsky as well. Instead, it'll get Showstopper. That's 2 big kills with it. And Nursey not in the most ideal situation, especially with his team dying, but gets a saw, gets that Uber popped off. And now with Center starting to clean up. Froyo in a bit of an interesting gimmick behind here, and they're all around the combo. They need to start finding kills, and instead it's going to be Ascent getting absolutely mulched. Nursey goes down, Sandblast, Patty as well. It's just a couple players retreating back to last. froyotech somehow wins second there.
Can't handle me, Patty, writes Vanny. That was, it was basically a perfect storm for Patty when you're a pocket soldier. Because he ended up in a situation where he'd expended most of his ammo, and then a scout ran at him. And that's like the worst nightmare. That's what pocket players dream about, and then wake up in a cold sweat. And, oh, we're at a pause, so I can continue my joke. And that was part of the reason why he was just baffled by Banny, but that hurts. Ascent should have won that fight, and then more and more Froyo players just appeared through the shutter door and killed them. And Ascent really didn't have anything to show for it. That hurts your morale.
And it kind of hurts your face when you're the pocket getting that big scattergun shot to the brain. It's not really what you want to be. And speaking of what you don't want to be, potentially be entering Sandblast sight lines. That's Banny standing there right now. That would be something worth noting is whether Sandblast hits the shot. Does not manage to connect on it, but they know there is a sniper. As Froyo look to want to still roll forward off of this. They have a heavy on Eric. It's the crits heavy play. Something you don't often see, and that kind of shows why as Eric got crushed. Yumps found Banny as well, with only Showstopper going down. So I like the innovation. I don't like the execution.
If you're gonna run the laser beams play, you need more of a distraction. So like a double suicide to come in first, and then you come in and mow everybody down.
Oh no, back gap. Both Banny and Eric are running towards last. All they need to do is find Showstopper, and now they're on the point. This is it. Froyo's found another round on the back cap of the Scouts.
Yeah, and Shade's gonna pan all 3 remaining Ascent players as a reward to himself. So yeah, you've got to check and clear those doors. If you're standing out on second or looking out of the shutter and you don't see any scouts, something is wrong. Your spider sense should send you back to your own last.
And Banny dropped a little BM. That's when you show up, Show. Just to love it. throwing it out. But Assassin has gone down early on the mid fight again. That's been a trend here so far on Gully Wash, and part of why Ascent are winning these mids. That said, it is still a 5-on-5. Now they're starting to get some of these kills further, but Blaze in behind, getting right on top of Badonsky. Instead, he's just gonna go for a pass by, do a little bit of damage, and run away as Ascent win this fairly cleanly. And oh, Blaze got caught by Sandblast, but the Chris coming in on top of Banny. Scout 2K comes in, but Shade gets cleaned up in the end. It looks like Ascent are gonna take second and have their best chance in this game so far.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird crits there, because Froyo was relying on it to get a lot more kills than it did. It still achieved the objective of equalizing this. Let's see. Yeah, Shade is on Uber because he knows it's going to be equal. Eric, though, is that a real spy play? It looks like it is. So that's... Froyo know by this point that they're way deep in Ascent's heads. Like, they have found their hypothalamus and everything else. So they're going to run this spy here because it's going to really mess with them if Eric gets a frag.
Well, and he has the information where everybody is. It's just a matter of whether or not he can actually get something with it. I like how Yomp's just perpetually standing in the door, so Eric's just like, yo, good, I'm not going to open the door randomly and confuse everybody. But he is still lurking around here. I am heavily on the Eric cam, because I trust him. He's not like Corsi. He's not going to make me wait an hour to see something happen.
Yeah, Corso was the most patient man I've ever seen in the history of TF2. Omar was also a very good spy player when it came down to it, but not nearly as patient as Corsa. Corsa could wait seasons, months, days.
Oh, here he goes! Oh, he misses the knife, though. Eric not like this. Sai going down as well. Ascent actually in a decent spot to push forward, especially since they killed Blaze. Should be expecting this push coming forth, except Sandblast goes down to the sticky trap of Habib. Ascent, even when they have a two-man advantage, elect not to go off it.
Yeah, and they don't even try for the Euro Force or anything. Now, to be fair, there was a heavy standing out there for Froyo, and that can kind of scare you. But Eric, gonna play like it's Golden Cap and just go spy again. But Ascent are playing so soft right now. They're down 2 rounds, Dreamboat.
They're down 2 rounds, and they're down a map. None of that's helpful. And ooh, a nice shot there, Eric. They are well aware he's firing off some revolver shots, going to retreat. Not going to work out this time on the supply play either. Showstopper kills Shade, though, and himself, and all our hearts as well. Somehow Froyo are still getting all these kills here, just Nursey alive. So despite Showstopper's heroics, not meant to be.
Yeah, some nice air shots and everything else that went down there on that last, but they failed to secure the proper amount of frags, and we're not able to cap the point. So we're even again. Well, no, we're not. Nursey has Uber advantage, and Shade is still running Uber, but Froyo are dry pushing in, and Ascent are reeling. But no, they come back in right away. They get the response. They beat a few players, essentially, and this is a complete reversal. Honorable duel, sort of, with melees being broken out. They do have a Psy Guy, Banny, and Eric spawn. This is going to maybe bad news for Badonsky, because this is like the perfect mix of classes that he does not want to fight.
Yeah, not so ideal for him to run a raid in there. Decides it's better if it backs off, going to regroup, because they do have that full Uber advantage, and hopefully they will show no fear this time. Hopefully they will go balls to the wall and perhaps secure their first round of the map, and only their second of the best of 3.
Yeah, so here we go. They've killed Psy Guy. This is free now. This should be free. Here we go. Gully Wash, though, famously hard to push. They are still unable, as of yet, unable to kill the gun. It's still not down. And then there it's over. Not free at all. They end up losing a player.
Yeah, you hate to see it. That's just yikes. Not what you want. And it is Gully Wash. It's not an easy last to push, but I was hoping for a bit more than that.
Yeah, that hurts. So Ascent, again, unable to deal with that. The pyro on the sentry, Uber advantage. The secret to beating that is just bring more players in your Uber. I don't know why they didn't. they had advantage, and so projectile classes didn't function. They are trying to quick cap this point, put some pressure on it. It's also a double sack. They try to get onto Shade, do him dirty like they did True back in the day with the double sack and then peek in and shoot at the medic. But Shade, too good for that.
He is a rather skilled man, especially when it comes to surviving, as evidenced by his only 5 deaths last map. And you know who's not surviving? Side, jumping right into a heavy. Neither is Eric, being taken out by Nursey's needles. Or I should say crossbow bolt. So that's something so far. Assassin did get a kill onto a soldier. And Yomps is actually being lit up by the Blaze Roamer. Ubers are exchanged here into this last area. Kills, however, not going the way of Ascent. And actually, well, there's a trade there. Banny for Sandblast.
Yeah, jumping into a heavy standing on a spire, not a high IQ play. So basically what you're playing here with this heavy is you want a lot of people to shoot at him and then the rest of your team to come in, due to the fact that everyone's shooting at the heavy. But right now, all it's accomplishing is Yomps secured second for them. A nice call from Ascent. They're having trouble keeping their balance, as it were. And so now they've got to survive again this Froyo push. Froyo actually running all around, checking all behind them, and they're not going to go. They call that one off. Go back to NG and Pyro.
Yeah, it's again the off-class Olympics here. And Assassin with good positioning, aggressive there, does manage to do a little bit of damage, but Badonsky's electing not to walk into it. And now, again, the heavy sitting up Riverside, hoping for a window to get in, hoping for a chance. Ascent just need an inch to get in here, and oh my! Jumps has gone all the way underwater. It's a submarine heavy play. I like it.
Well, they don't have the pyro to make it the perfect mix. But we'll see. Nobody seems to notice and or care. So we'll see. That sentry gun is still up. Now he's revealed. They know the dark secret. But Blaze is the only one dealing with him right now. Yomps needs to hurry up and get on this point. They send the demo as well. No, their window has closed. This play will no longer work unless the distraction is sufficient to give up Shade.
Which it's not. It was a valiant attempt, but not particularly well executed. And it looks like Froyo should take this point with relative ease. It's just Nursey and Badonsky and choke. Badonsky, though, nice pipe onto Side Guy. Going to allow them to stay a little bit tighter in here, especially since the Ascent spawns are coming in. That's exactly what they're doing, posturing, pressuring, trying to find something. As Yomps with the SMG gets a little help from Patty to take out Eric. And now froyotech have been utterly mulched. They didn't even give up the cap on second. This should be around should they find Assassin, but somehow Shade keeps him alive.
If we had a counter of how many times that had been said. But the Uber is coming in now for Ascent. This is not going to be good because Shade has not popped. So they went for the Euro style Uber to force. And now Shade is going to be in their grill.
Yeah, everybody's up in everybody's grill right now. Shade pops the Uber out, does get forced by Yomps. Yomps, however, will go down along with Showstopper. Patty up above, trying to do what he can. He's actually going to win the 1v1 with Banny. That's where his shotgun is, but Eric immediately drives by and plasters him to a wall with the scattergun.
Well, he also managed to type a question mark before he died. So there's that. Given the trash talk that occurred earlier between the two, I'd say that's a fitting use of one's time. The advantage actually lies with Ascent. We'll see if they realize that and try to use it, because the ball is still in their court, as it were. They still have the initiative here, but I don't know. Well, Nursey's dropping to the ground. We're going to try this rotate play, but they need to do it now. They need to have been doing it. Oh, they rotate again. It's over.
You know, this kind of indecisiveness has kind of marred Ascent so far today. They do bait Blaze through choke, but they lose Sandblast in the process. Not kind of the way you want to execute that. Eric, though, the man of many flanks, is actually coming through. He's out his opponent's big door, and now he's just running to last. I think he wants to take the 1v1 potentially with Sandblast if he can catch him off guard. But with that, knowing there's a scout behind, the Ubers are exchanged through choke. We have fights on two fronts right now. It's fantastic. And it looks like Froyo might be coming out on the upper hand of this one against Ascent. They're all eating a lot of the same spam. And finally, players are going to start to die. Patty being the first one. Erickson coming in late behind. And oh, this is going to be a wipe for Ascent. Just Yomp. Now just Nursey. There it is. Froyo condense. Eric with the come in from behind 2K. And that is going to be a big exclamation point on this half.
Yeah, the failure there of Ascent is that Froyo were splitting their Uber between Banny and basically anybody else who was around. And you can't do that with Ascent. You can't Uber more people.
Hold on. Look at Ascent. They're all in forward spawns.
Many snipers and heavies, and they're in forwards. Because no one's capped mid.
Well, Patty went scout, liked his opportunity to go out, try and deny mid, and found himself dead. That was a play. I'm not sure it was the right play, but it was a play.
Patty had been playing scout for them earlier in the season, so maybe he thought it was his time. But now Froyo's got the Uber advantage. They're going through Riverside deep. Prototypical Uber advantage push, but no, they're gonna go Shutter. A little more dangerous. But, well, actually, they're going to have a discussion first. Now they go in.
Yeah, run right in, and they get the kills. Demo down, Patty down as well. The cap point is so heavily done. There it is. 3-0 half for Froyo. Somehow, despite it being a sense map pick, Froyo's come out even more dominant than they did on process.
Yeah, Ascent. So what I was going back to, I'll harken back to this. When you're going to force an Uber into a clod of players, don't bring as many players as said clod if they also have Uber, because what you're banking on is that they're going to flash a bunch, which is exactly what they did. And then you'll have a longer Uber, and then you bring your team. It's like Ascent are just, they're like a giant ball of chaos right now as to what is going on with them. And they either flip really passive because they get scared, or they go really aggressive at just the wrong time. And I think it's a vicious cycle, Dreamboat, because you finally get your gumption up with, yeah, we're gonna do this Uber v Uber fight. They send a player behind us, and then you get wiped. It's like, well, okay.
So, Marxist, how do you feel about taking a peek at a little bit of the statisticers?
Well, yeah, you go ahead and do that.
Because I'm looking at them right now, and I'm seeing Blaze sitting at a big 314 DPM right now. Top in the server. That's right. The Roamer is doing all the work, all the damage. Because, well, Blaze is an absolute monster. Patty's pretty close behind him at 304 as well. That's right. Both soldiers sitting top. Banny's also near the 300 mark. As is honestly most of froyotech. Habib's at 296. Psy Guy's at 288. Aside from Patty, no one's really touching it on Ascent, and that kind of tells a lot of the story. Froyo's doing a ton of damage.
Yeah, well, here we go. We are live, Dreamboat. So we're back. Froyo up 3-0 on Ascent's pick. Can Ascent get it together? Have they given each other the encouragement they need to succeed?
I'm gonna guess no, but we'll find out right into this first mid. Stickies being thrown around. Big bombs coming in, and that was Yomps on Soldier. Patty on Scout. They've gone all in. They've gone to the banana zone, and they've picked off Eric at the start of this mid. Yomps is actually going to find a kill onto Banny as well. Nursey in a bit of trouble. Blaze cleaned up to the class swap. That worked. Yomps is in behind.
Yeah, it looks like but the crits is coming and it's gonna wipe out their combo. Again, Ascent patting themselves on the back. Oh, we actually did it. LOL. We flipped classes and won a mid. Oh, we're screwed.
Yomp's coming in here, gets cleaned up with ease, and it looked cute. It looked cheeky. It looked like it's not gonna work out here for this game. Is Froyo wiping Ascent, having that huge Uber advantage, getting right into second, look poised to take potentially a fourth round, although Showstopper does kill Psy, will be traded out quickly, and it looks like Patty's caught too. Nursey killed Eric, though, because Nursey's being on a frag tear, and I have to respect that. However, the Ubers are exchanged here. Podonsky is the next casualty. Yomps around back, going to go down as well. It's just Nursey and Sandblast. However, because of that force, because of that pop, Nursey living, they have leapfrogged Uber.
Yeah, still 2 players down, one of which is the demo, so you might see, yeah, Banny's just big dicking it in here, and still going. He gets taken down to half health, and just goes in again, recommits. But that's not going to turn out.
Eric's on Spy!
Yeah. This is a bait play. They really want to tilt Ascent here, Dreamboat.
It's a back cap. He has it. There's no way he doesn't have it. The cap time is halfway there. He's on it. He has capped it. Eric on Spy, ladies and gentlemen. A 3rd round of back caps.
Yeah, we're in Ultra Tilt City. Like, that has to make you feel like the definition of garbage.
Oh, man. We talked about Ascent and their problem with back caps on process. That's 3 here on Gully Marxist. Oh, baby. But into this next mid, Ascent potentially on their final wish in the upper bracket finals here. Have found a couple kills. Showstopper's also in behind. He'll be found out by Banny. But it looks like Ascent with Patty on the meat shop machine scout still are going to have some life here.
Yeah, and they're committing way deep. A good play here. Ascent showing some life. Oh, Hurasaw kill from Nursey. Nice call from the rest of the team. I mean, back in the olden days, Nursey probably was too. When you would get a med cornered like that, you would give it to your own med so that you could get free Ubersaw swipes. And that's just what they did there. So here they go out to second. Banny is on Cypher. Will the tilt continue? Will Banny cause an Uber drop or something other terrible happen to Ascent? No, it looks like they're all over it, Dreamboat.
It's weird. You feel like Ascent have maybe gotten to the point where they're just like, screw it, let's just big dick it here. And that's kind of what they've needed to do for this entire game. They're already in last. They're killing the Eric Pyro. They have done so much damage to Assassin. They're in actually a great position on this last. They've got a lot of cap time in so far. They just need to start finding the rest of these kills. Patty on Scout is working miracles. Can they close it out? They're going to lose Podonsky. This is so close. But it looks like Froyo are going to hold potentially Patty doing so much damage. But no, it's the Panashade going to win it. They barely don't pull it off.
Yeah, Ascent actually played quite aggressively there for the first time in a proper way in this match for the last several exchanges anyways. And it almost worked. It's just in those sorts of pushes where players are coming out of spawn, it's really hard to keep yourself organized if you end up having a real clear objective. But there is a Banny drop here, and the Uber comes back out. But again, Nurse is flashing it around.
He got the backstab onto Sai. Shade's going down. Here is the annihilation. They're gonna cap second, but Assassin, sorry, is in a lot of trouble. Will live, but both players very hurt. Sandblast on Spy comes up behind, gets in his face, taking damage, trying to get this kill, and it looks like Assassin will go down. A couple spawns have come forward. Second has been capped. Ascent trying to get in here. They've dropped their demo Badonsky, but Yomps is coming up behind the point. He's a soldier. He might be waiting for this push out. Banny is doing his due diligence, checking it though. froyotech, of course they are, and Yomps is gonna trade there.
Yeah, I didn't expect Froyo to just melt there like they did, but they sure did. Ascent are on a tear here. But oh no, it's all over. they lose their combo and their Patty Scout. And second is going to go down. Shade will have 50% Uber advantage. Froyo has all their players. Banny is back at spawn. To humor myself, he is checking stuff. They are going to kill Sandblast as they push into mid. And Froyo, they know their Uber is pretty close here. They're going to play aggressively. And Showstopper's their sniper. He's trying to put the brakes on right now. We'll see if he can do anything.
It's time for Big Show with the big sniper. What can he pull off here? I like it. I am a Show fan. I hope he puts on a show. As they're rounding the corner right now. Uber's popped off. Show needs to shoot one of the non-shiny players. So far, he's not shot any player. And that did not work out.
Well, the big thing was the Yomp Soldier got a great kill up top, but Nursey, so low, has to hide for the health pack. Manages to get it. Froyo not really doing a whole lot right now.
Banny's in behind.
Top.
Banny's behind.
I mean, he's not going to do anything. This is that, as Pure used to say, he's going for that long flank. But it is a back cap attempt, essentially. But that is also not going to work.
Well, he's pulled a lot of players, and he did manage to kill Badonsky. Badonsky's about to spawn, and there's still a scout in behind. If Banny went for it a little bit harder, he could have had a free pick there. And now Showstopper hits the headshot. Of course he does, onto Banny. Ascent looking to roll forward continually. Showstopper just drops the fear in chat, but the Uber comes in and they drop Sandblast. Another untimely death from him. I feel like we've seen that a lot this game. Now Ascent still trying to condense in here. They get Habib. It's a mulching. Yoms can't find any more though. Eric gets that kill. Show running forward. Tried to hit a miracle headshot. And Badonsky's still getting kills. So this is a very scrappy fight. It is 4 versus 4 right now, but it looks like these next ones might go Froyo's way. And indeed they will. Ascent leaving just Badonsky left on second. He's going to be wingered down by Eric.
Yeah, now Sandblast has gone spy. He's gonna chill. Banny capped the point. Face. But Feardo times Showstopper. Now this is when I like spy plays, because this should not be expected from Sandblast. He has to get a little lucky to make sure no one turns around on him.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, but he is running forward here, trying to get in. Eric actually goes down to a Badonsky trap, and Assassin gets the kill onto the Sandblast spy. As the pan game is out, Shade didn't manage to get it. Nursey, I think, just got a couple Uber sauce.
And Froyo are falling apart. I don't know what happened, but the Sandblast sniper bumped somebody, I guess, and it got called out, and then he got made fun of, and then Froyo just collapsed. So the Uber advantage now for Ascent. Sandblast dies for some reason, things of which I'm not sure. But look at Froyo. They know they're up by 4 rounds, so they're just coming in. And they're going to die for it, but they forced that Uber.
Yeah, they did exactly what they needed to. A huge Uber force. And Eric, he's also miles behind, because that's just the thing that he does. He killed Showstopper way back there off the spawn. And now Ascent are getting mulched a little bit. Assassin, big dicking it, gets the kill on Nursey. Sai with the shotgun cleaning up Patty as well. Froyo, every time they bend, they do not break. And they do not check Sandblast in this corner again.
And he's out again and gets banned. So we may have seen the charge of the Light Brigade there from Ascent. That was their last great stand. But we'll see. They could still keep this match going. As far as time goes, I don't think it's possible for them to get 4 rounds on Gully Wash at this point. But you can at least try to make yourself feel better by getting some rounds here. They are coming out. They're still playing. They kill Eric. But Badonsky and Blaze are essentially going to be trade outs here.
Sandblast running right through Choke, though. He's going to find Shade all alone. He's got that kill there. That is a big med pick from the young scout, the recent ad. And that's actually going to wipe Froyo.
Yep, and that will see Ascent get mid. They will also have probably 75% Uber advantage. Patty's going to go down to Eric's sniper, though. Sandblast takes a nice hidden position. Oh, no, but the scouts come in, and now Nursey's exposed. That was a really great play there from Froyo, but it doesn't really get them what they want, and they sack 2 players for it. But Nursey fully exposed to the sniper or the scout at various points. That's
Look at Eric's spot as
stuff.
well. Oh, he's being spotted out, but he was in the other big door. I didn't think Nursey was going to expect that. Nursey is still alive, though, because Eric got taken out. We're into a scrappy fight, and it looks like it's one that Froyo's going to win. That said, Nursey, Showstopper, Badonsky, they are confident gamers. They are going to still run towards second. However, mid is already being capped up by Banny.
Yeah, the back cap on Goalie Wash is very fast to mid. So if they're going to come back, they get forced as well. Their Uber advantage is being currently spent on Banny, who takes the whole Uber to die. And Froyo is still down a player, relatively speaking. Sandblast also going to sniper. The Uber is popped out of Shade. One of the rare Ubers for him this game. It's gonna... Blaze is gonna get Nursey and Patty. Shade picking up different Uber guns just to see what's going on. Showstopper behind, trying to do anything. Not gonna be able to. And Shade gonna continue to run around here. He's dropped the Australian gun for the more innocuous black medigun.
Well, if you're not going innocuous, what are you going? Well, and apparently Ascent are going in, finding 3 quick kills, and Shade now crouch walking out of choke.
Yeah, good strat there, crouch walking. I don't think it's gonna work for him though. Patty is behind. The sniper shots are coming out.
Oh,
there they
Nursey.
go. Nursey gets the med pick. A small victory, but we'll take it anyways. And with Uber Saw, that gives 25% extra Uber. And we'll see, can they secure a round here?
Yeah, Sandblast is peeking in from main with his laser sniper. Doesn't manage to find a kill. Gets information on the gun, though. And now it's going to be if Ascent can get forward. They are trying to have Yomps trying to deal with young Blaze from Richmond, BC, sitting up in that river area. But he's going to escape with ease. Uber popped in here, not getting anything yet. Finally, the sentry gun goes down. But now the re-engagement comes in. They find Shade. That's a big pick. And now Ascent, they're actually winning a lot of this post-fight, or are they? Froyo get the next 4 kills.
Yeah, their Ascent ended up very balled up, while Froyo were very spread out. But, and Nursey not able to escape at all. So that really hurts. And that's probably the last real shot that Ascent are gonna have at getting around here, because Shade has Uber advantage of about 10%, and that's gonna limit Ascent. They've just gotta push. Showstopper's gonna fall. They can't do it now. And now we're gonna see some freaky stuff, because I mean, you just try to buff your stats at this point.
Yeah, we are in the stat buff period of the game, and it looks like Froyo will continuing to pad those stats. Assassin making these pipes look easy, connecting them like a plumber. Just absolutely crisp play from him. Mid's gonna be capped. Nursey's caught out here on second. Yomps finds a kill. Nursey wants to frag out and is instead gonna be mulched. Froyo, they've got mid. They're moving towards second. They potentially are gonna close this game out soon.
As Eric is typing big door in all caps in chat. But they don't go big door. They go choke the little door. And Shade has full Uber, so for them this is the capstone to 5-0 your main rivals. You can't feel better than that. Eric is going to die prematurely. They may or may not care about that.
Yeah, and there's Patty getting picked off. Showstopper just runs on to second and he headshots Banty. What Showstopper? What was that? Just runs out the door. He's gonna find Shade here too. No, he misses. Oh, but it doesn't matter. The cap comes in. That's a 5-0. That's a GG. Ascent going to the lower bracket. Froyo moving on to the grand finals. That was a game and a half.
Yep. Well, and there is the other game occurring on TFTV2. Is that still going? Because I like to do something for our viewers here. It says that it's offline, but I could be wrong. No, there is currently TF2 on TFTV2, which is also part of the playoffs, which is the lower round 1. But we'll just do the world's quickest, shortest thing here and send you all over to there.
Yeah, just to give you a quick heads up before you get over there, it's currently in map 2. First map was Swift taking it. That was Product 4-2. We are currently in Badlands right now. So go over there. I've been Dreamboat, joined by Marxist. Froyo moved to the finals, Ascent to the lower bracket finals, where they will meet the winner of Velocity versus Swift. Go watch that on TFTV2.